Hello, this is Young Money, and today I'm going to show you something really cool. This is Rich Dad, Poor Dad, how to make passive, multiple streams of income, assets and liabilities. Now, I read this book some time ago. I really enjoyed it. It was one of my favorite books, you see, and it taught me how to make a passive income with various assets, and it showed me how to remove as many liabilities as possible. It really showed me the difference between the two. And this is the key. If you want to make an online income, if you want to be able to build a second stream of income, quit your day job and just kind of, do what you want all day and all that good stuff, well, it's really important that you understand how to build passive income in the proper ways, and, obviously getting some coaching and mentoring in that process. If you want to, you can go ahead and click the links below. It's going to show you exactly how to go step by step in order to build your own online business. And we're going to talk about that later, but for now, let's go ahead and start with this whole concept of assets and liabilities, you see, because everybody has this belief, I don't know why, but they've been sort of taught that their home is an asset or their car is an asset, all these weird things that they buy, they're assets and whatnot, and really a lot of these things are liabilities, and you want to understand the difference, and it's super simple. Look, check this out. Assets put money in your pocket, right? Positive money. Passively, usually on a month-by-month basis, and generally passive, all right? And liabilities take money out of your pocket. Okay, that's all it really is. Assets put money in your pocket, liabilities take money out of your pocket. And generally this is all done sort of passively in the background where you're not really doing anything, and it's just kind of ticking away, the time passes, and all this stuff. So that is the difference between an asset and a liability, okay? There's nothing else to it, okay? So let's go ahead and make a chart of passive assets and passive liabilities that, they're probably, all these things may pertain to you. Most of them pertain to me, and I'm just a regular guy, and so they're probably going to pertain to you too. So let's go ahead and take a look at assets first. And as many things as you can find in this chart, as you can fill this up as big as possible, that's going to be really good for you, okay? So let's try to find some things. So if you own a little bit like of real estate or something, some real estate, if you have like a spare room or anything, or a house or a duplex or whatever, something that you can rent out, a garage even, little pieces of rooms that you can give away, like a lot or whatever, these things are going to be great for putting money in your pocket, okay? So all you got to do is start to liquidate that stuff and get some money. Alright, easy stuff, alright, if you own some real estate. That's pretty much the easiest piece of the puzzle. Next thing might be something like a collection. If you have like a fossil or mineral collection, or if you have some old baseball cards or some Pokemon cards, or let's see what it says here. It's like antique furniture or something like that, or like an old guitar or something. Those are things that over time they're going to start to build value, okay? So even though you bought it, some time ago and it's getting old and stuff, that's actually a collection of something, might be an asset, okay? And that depends what it is, if you get, I don't know, a collection of old beer bottle caps or something that's silly, but it's not going to make you very much money. But if you have, good stuff. Alright, the next thing is apps and software, okay? So, apps and software. So like if you have like automated software that's sort of like a Bitcoin miner or something that's kind of mining stuff for you in the background, you don't have to do anything, or bots or something like that, things that are sort of outsourced to computers, things like apps on your phone that you can download, and you can get a small passive income from apps that are just on your phone. There's like 10-20 different apps that you can download that are going to actually put money in your pocket for doing nothing. Alright, just a couple dollars a month, but it's going to start to add up if you get a lot of them. So apps and software are kind of really good assets if you have some, like a computer or something, or a mileage tracker for your car. If you track the mileage in your car, you don't have to do it. You pay $5 or whatever for the mileage tracker, and all of a sudden at the end of the year you're saving yourself a whole lot of money in taxes because you don't have to deal with that. And the next thing would be effective ads. So if you have some advertising out there that's actually working for you, for example, flyers or something, or like a texting autoresponder, that's a really good one. Just having text go out to you, generally that makes me some money. You have a website, that's definitely an asset. Email advertising, Yelp advertising, AdWords, these types of things, all these things that are actually working for you, okay, and they're actually bringing you in income, then advertising is an asset, okay? So make sure to continue to invest in that stuff, because again, it gives you a positive cash flow. The next thing would be something like, investments, I don't know how to spell this, investments. So this is like, a savings account, or, mutual funds, or stocks, or bonds, or, a cashback credit card is actually kind of an asset too. If if you're pretty good with your spending and you don't spend a lot, and you can get cash back from the credit card, which is really cool. A savings account and all that good stuff. So investments are really good to invest into. Of course, it's an asset. All right, so you want to be spending money on these things here. One last thing that you might have is like products or something, so that you could sell them on your website, like books that you've published, or your business in general. These are all just things you want to put money into this, because if you can grow this side of the puzzle, all these assets that you can easily start to collect soon, start to gather this big list up, that's going to help you to start making passive income, because you really need this. If you want to get financial freedom, you cannot rely on active income. You have to build passive income in order to build financial freedom. Okay, so now let's take a look at the liabilities chart as well. Alright, now on this side of the chart, the liabilities chart, some of you may get a little bit, offended, anxious, worried, frustrated, you might blame me or something, but it's not really too bad to have liabilities, as long as the assets chart is bigger and builds more income than the liabilities chart. You should be okay. Alright, so just giving you that before you start freaking out about this, because a lot of the things that you probably have right now, you probably have tons of liabilities. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into it. The first thing would be ineffective ads, okay? Ineffective advertising, stuff that you're spending money on. For example, like, I don't know, I'm spending some money on this Instagram follower thing, or YouTube subscribers or whatever, and that's not really bringing me any income. It's just kind of like the numbers going up, whatever. It doesn't really matter. So all this random stuff that you're sort of spending money on, that you think is working for advertising, but it's not really getting you anything, that type of stuff is a liability. So you want to cut that out. Easy stuff to cut that out. The next thing would be something like food. I mean, you have to eat food, of course, but if you're eating out at restaurants all the time, or going to fast food and just not really like using your food budget well, then that's a big liability. So you want to be able to sort of lower the spending costs of food and try to turn it into less, take these liabilities and lessen them. Okay, so food is definitely something. You've got the car. Oh man, that's a big one. Some people think their car is an asset, but it's definitely not. You have to spend money on gas. You got to do car insurance. You got to do car payments and all this repairs and stuff. So your car is definitely a liability. All right, it's not making you any money unless you're an Uber driver or something. So you want to try to find a way to reduce the cost of these things. Obviously you can't really with your car. It's just kind of a fixed thing. There's not really much you can do about the car. It's just a liability you got. Alright, and you're gonna have to build more assets than you do your car payments. Okay, the next thing would be something like your house. Alright, people really think this is an asset, but it's definitely not. Okay, if it's taking money out of your pockets with the mortgage and or rent or something like that, your house is not an asset unless you have a piece of the house that you can loan out or rent out for real estate. Okay, that is the only way that you can actually make it into an asset, and remember that the assets put money in your pocket, the liabilities take money out of your pocket. So if you have to spend more on the house than you can put into the house with the renting the room, then it's still not an asset, okay? So you want to find like a way that you can spend less money with your mortgage. This is the key to the cash flow game, is you spend less money on the mortgage and less money on the payments, and you get, 2 or 3 rooms rented out so that you actually get more income from the house than you have to spend money on it, okay? So that's critical that you understand the difference between a house liability and a house asset, okay? Real estate is a critical part of this whole puzzle if you want to get super cash flow. The next thing here is loans. All right, so if you went to school or something, or if you have like a bunch of debts that you got to pay off, all this nonsense, loans are problems. And see, the problem is that they also tax you like an amazing amount, right? Like 7 or 8% or something like that on your tax for the loan. So you want to pay this liability off as fast as possible, okay? So that way you don't have to worry. In fact, it's a pretty good investment, right? If you try to invest the money that you have right now in, like, I don't know, a 2% mutual fund or something, right? When you have like a 7% loan, which one of these do you want to invest in first? You want to invest in the 7% so you don't have to pay off the 7% on all that, or do you want to invest in the 2% that's going to give you a small return? You want to invest paying back the loan. So that way you get a 7% return on the money that you put into the loan, to pay it off, rather than spending, putting your 2% investment and getting that. But so you want to pay off your loans first. You want to pay off your debts first before you start to put money into investments. Unless, of course, you get a bigger investment. If this was 12%, then obviously it'd be the other way around. Anyway, the next thing here is going to be, kids. If you got kids, man, they are liabilities. All right, they're taking money out of your pocket every day. They're not putting money into your pocket, they're taking money out of your pocket. So it is a liability. You just have to account for that by creating more assets than you have liabilities. And that's why I said, some people might get offended is that their kids are liabilities. But if you have more assets, then it doesn't matter. You can keep the liabilities, okay? And this is kind of how you pay off like expensive cars. You sort of get more assets so that it pays off the liability. All right, so that's how it works. You gotta balance this out. And the very last couple things here we have are, some debts. If just kind of like nonsense doodad debts, like credit card debts, or whatever stuff you gotta pay off. If you're still paying off, I don't know what kind of stuff, whatever debts. It's kind of just like loans, debts, credit card debts. Again, they sort of tax you a massive amount, so you want to pay those off fast. And the last thing we have down here, if this still even fits, is insurance. Insurance, that does not put money in your pocket. So insurance is a liability. Health insurance, car insurance, buyer's insurance, all this nonsense. So let's go ahead and let this sink in for a minute. Now notice how the assets chart is so much smaller than the liabilities chart, and it's because liabilities are so easy to develop and to have. So you want to try to get your assets bigger than the liabilities. You want to try to lessen these as much as possible, scratch things off this list, add things to this list, and you will be able to develop financial freedom, a passive income. So you don't have to deal with problems, you don't have to deal with, not being able to pay the bills or paying rent, or, being able to have fun every so often, take your kids to Disneyland. Obviously when you get more assets, you can put, you can get the liabilities, because this is the play stuff, this is the fun stuff, right? And this is the work, right? But, anyway, what I want you to do right now is to take action now or regret it later. So today I want you to make this chart for yourself and see how many things can you add to the assets charts, how many things can you take away from the liability chart, and that is how you're going to be able to create a passive income, financial freedom and all that stuff, my imaginary friend says. Now, If you're still struggling, if you really want to learn how to build a passive income from home and make money online and all that good stuff, build an extra asset on your list. What you need to do is sign up for the commission machine. There's a link right below. All right, it's going to show you exactly how to go step by step from the front to the back. You know, being able to create your own passive online income, to be able to create promotional messages so you can have effective ads, so that you can you know, use software and stuff to your advantage to start building a passive income. It's a good investment in your education and yourself, and you're going to be able to use products, leverage products that you can promote and start to make a passive income from those things. So go ahead and check that out, the commission machine down below, and I want to thank you for watching this video. Young Money out.